While reporting on the recent horrific terror attacks in Paris, we realized with a shock that the band playing at the Bataclan, the venue where 89 people lost their lives, was actually the Eagles of Death Metal, a band that Vice has worked with many times. Now, the band haven't spoken about it before, but agreed to come to our LA office and talk about their experience and the friends and the fans that they tragically lost that night. So let's start at the beginning. You're an hour into your show. You're playing, 3 gunmen walk in, start shooting.
At first, I thought it was the PA cracking up, and then I realized real quick that it wasn't. And I recognized what it was. At that time, Jesse ran towards me, and we went in the corner of the stage. We weren't sure if they were targeting us or what was going on, you know? Boot, who's also on the crew, I guess he saw the gunman like cartridge run out, and so he took it out to put another one in, and that's when he was like, "Let's go!" And then we got up and ran off the stage.
I gotta find Tuesday.
We went up the stairs, went into the dressing room to find Tuesday, but she wasn't there. He kept going up, and then he came running back down because he saw the gunman upstairs.
So gunmen come in, shooting happens, chaos ensues.
Yeah.
You guys go off together.
Yeah.
How do you get out?
After we come back downstairs, we go out the side exit door onto the street, onto this little street. The kids they saw us, and they were helping, and they were being so helpful, and they were being so great, and they're like, come this way, come this way.
But Matt, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you were trapped in a room with some fans.
Yeah, when the shooting started, I threw down my bass, hid for a second, sort of behind the curtain, sort of behind the monitor desk, and immediately, people started pouring through. There's like a door to get up to the stage.
Right.
Stage access from
On
the
your side?
venue. Yeah, and
That's where everyone was coming from.
people were coming. And Steve, our tour manager, he was there, and he's the first person I saw, and just the look on his face of like, we both had the same thought of, he was like, there's no exit over here, and he was trying to tell people that, like, everyone.
You're just trying to get out.
Everyone's running. Well, everyone started going up into this room, or just to escape the gunfire, naturally, instinctively. From my perspective, I see the shooting, I see it. I see, the pops go off, the lights flashing, sort of dive over, and then just have to make that decision of whether do I really want to run across the stage, or do I want to just go in this room, hope for the best. So I went in the room with a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of people all helping each other to get up there, like holding on and just like, let's, we're in this. And as soon as we get there, there's a few people that have been shot and were bleeding. We started grabbing chairs to barricade the door. There's like a little mini fridge. And someone had left a bottle of champagne in the room for like a post-show thing. We had that to use in case someone...
As a weapon?
Yeah, because that's it. That's all we had. There was a woman in front of me who... It was scary because she was bleeding the whole... she got shot like right here, on her upper thigh. And there was nothing to do except for... There was this guy, I don't know, who was holding her and just keeping pressure on her. And she had a friend who was doing the same thing, and this guy was just trying to like keep her comfortable. And her blood was running out on the ground, and there was a leak for some reason, but the whole room was starting to get flooded, and we were worried because water was, it was up to here,
Right.
Covering our shoes. start trickling down the stairs, and then we're worried that maybe that would alert someone that like, hey, there's people in this room. The gunfire got closer. It went on for 10, 15 minutes. It just didn't stop, and then it would stop, and there was this sense of relief, and then it would start up again. And then there was an explosion that just shook the whole room, probably the whole building, and of course we didn't know what that was, so we didn't know if someone's trying to bomb the place or trying to maybe blow up the whole venue, or what.
And what was it? It was a
the
vest.
guy blowing
One of
himself
the.
up?
It was, yeah. I found out later. It was.
So suicide vest.
Yeah.
And Julian, maybe you could tell us, you were playing drums. What did you see?
I think what really shocked me at first was that we're a loud rock band, and the power of the band off the stage through the PA is hard to trump, and the initial shots were so powerful for me that I immediately, I knew something was wrong. I kind of bailed off my stool almost immediately. The gunpowder hit my nose. I turned, looked sort of through my drum hardware to the side of an amp, and that's when the second round started. And I saw two guys out front, and that might be the just most awful thing ever, is them just relentlessly shooting into the audience. That's when I started crawling. I just basically stayed almost on my chin, crawling to the right side of the stage behind the drum riser, keeping all that gear in front of me. And once I got to the other side of the stage, Eden mentioned it earlier, I think Boot saw a moment, an opportunity for them to run to that door. They ran in front of me, I saw them, I hopped up and I ran right behind them.
And so, Jesse, you were looking for your girlfriend Tuesday. He's going off stage right, you're going off stage left. He's behind the drum riser. What happened to you?
I ran up. I didn't see her on side of stage, so I ran up to the dressing room. And just like he said, I threw the door open. She wasn't in there. Then I opened up the hallway door, and that's when I saw the shooter. And he turned on me, he brought his gun down, and the barrel hit the door frame. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I turned around and I started, because I could tell people were following me. This was a situation where everyone was looking for the place to go, And I realized that, and I was like, no. I do not fucking come this way, do not. And we started heading back down. And we got to that exit door, and I still hadn't seen Tuesday, and Julian got out in front of me, and Eden was like standing with me. Actually, I think if you think about it, you were like, what the fuck, dude? It was almost like, let's move, let's go. But I didn't know what to do. But when Tuesday saw Julian and I heard her voice, I knew she was cool. And then, Eden grabbed me, I think. We headed out, and I noticed that immediately that everyone was pouring around from the side. Remember that? Yeah. And nobody was coming out of our exit, and they were just standing there, like just kind of coming around that alley, and we were like, move. I think Julian noticed the same thing too, like when people just didn't seem to know what to do.
Speaking of people not knowing what to do, you're out there in front of house, so you're doing sound.
Which was usually, front of house usually is positioned right in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
But for this particular gig, I was at the very back of the venue, which they call front of house, and at the very end, near the opening of where the doors were. And the show went well. These kids were having a blast. They were having a great time. The smile and the dancing and the singing along with each song. It was such, it's heartfelt. And then, out of nowhere, I just heard these what I thought were firecrackers directly behind me. And
so they were shooting from behind you.
Correct. So they came in the door, instantly walked in, and just started blasting. There was two of them.
Random or?
Random. And that's instantly, people started dropping to the ground, injuries, death, and then also running. There's no way to go. So they basically ran into me, towards me, and jumped down below my console, and I was still standing up, and I could see the gunman, and he looked right at me, and he shot at me, and he missed, and it hit my console, and buttons went flying everywhere, like the console got caught a shot, and that's when I went instantly down to the ground, and we all just huddled, and I think he thought I probably got hit because I went down so quickly and everybody else around was injured. There was blood all over. He stayed there and continued to shoot and slaughter and just scream at the top of his lungs, Allah Akbar. And that's when I instantly knew what was going on. It was this girl that was behind me that got hit in the upper torso, and she had hit in the leg. And she was just, screaming. I was trying to tell her to be quiet, just don't bring him attention back to us. And
How did you get out?
Well, we listened, and he ran out of bullets again. Clipped out, threw his bandolier down, and I could hear him rustling around. I think he had a backpack on, and he was trying to either retrieve it from his backpack, and that's when I said, he's reloading, let's go. And we jumped up, and 6 of us took off in the right direction and got away. And then the guy started shooting again because he had reloaded, so we had pulled back again, the rest of us. So we waited again for the next round, which was another 30 rounds. Then after that, I noticed that he wasn't really near us anymore. He was, by the sound of the gunshots, he was moving his way towards the stage. And he reloaded again, and that's when we all ran. I picked the girl up and basically had to push her forward to get her to go because she was in such shock. And this other guy helped me, and then once we got through, he turned on us because I could hear the gunshots hitting through like the walls to the front doors, and it busted out.
They were shooting at you.
They were shooting at us, and he broke the front doors were glass, and there was a glass door, so I went to push it before, I'd say a foot away from me hitting the door, it shattered. The bullet hit. And we just got through it, and then we ran out. We had to jog over bodies that were dead out front.
So you guys make it to the police station. You get there, what do? Who do you call?
Well, I called Joshua. It's all I could. It's what you do when you're in trouble. You call Josh, and I instantly stopped worrying a little bit, at least about the uncertainty of things.
Yeah, because when we got to the police station, it was still chaos because there were kids coming from the venue covered in blood, and we didn't know what was going on because there was no news, and we were just hearing reports from people from their cell phones. So once we got in touch with Josh, then it was like
I feel bad. I'm gonna go grab Josh because
yeah.
So Josh, another founder of the band. You guys start this band, I believe, in 1998?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been going a long time. You're getting texts, you're hearing things, it's on the news. What happens? Like, how do you even deal with that?
It took a second to believe that that's really occurring because it wasn't on the news yet. It wasn't. So, I went immediately to our office to get started on anything, everything that could be done to anything you do if you're not there to bring them home.
I've almost come to rely upon Joshua being the cavalry, especially for me. And I felt so guilty in a way that, I'd left Matt on the stage and maybe Davey too, and I didn't want anything to have happened to them, and I really needed them to have gotten off the stage because I didn't see what happened when we got off. And Joshua wouldn't let me think about that.
Well,
I just hope you understand, Baby Duck, that I love you very much.
I love you too, man.
You were here for us because this has always been our band. That's how we look at it.
Now, we spoke to Jesse and Josh, the founders of Eagles of Death Metal, about what the future of the band is in the wake of this terrible tragedy. How did you find out about this?
I was at my studio, and I just got a text that it just didn't make sense to me, you know? Right here.
Bro, everyone got shot. Huh, what? Everyone got shot. They took hostages. I've got blood all over me. Joshua was probably the first one in the world to really know outside what was going on because of the real-time connection, truly.
The one thing that all the guys in the band kept sharing was like a shared heroism, that people came out of their homes to help. The fans that were in there, even when injured, were attempting to help each other in the band. And I think about Nick, who protected a friend of his, and like that's
And
something
stayed
that
quiet and never called for help until he bled out because he didn't want anyone else to get hurt. I mean,
and that's just us. We have a podium right now because we're in the friggin' band, right? But we represent the fans that did not make it, the people that did not make it, whose stories may never get told.
I want to read some of the text that came out, and I know this is emotional for you guys. You know, my boyfriend, a man named Olivier, and I could jump over your fly cases stocked on the left side of the stage. And we hid there for an hour, hoping the killers wouldn't find us. A bomb, yes, those bastards had bombs, exploded just beside us. The piled up boxes of gear protected us from being shredded to pieces. In a way, our lives were saved because of you.
Several people, because there was really mass confusion and the hallways were really kind of, they became a labyrinth. But several people hid in our dressing room and the killers were able to get in and killed every one of them except for a kid who was hiding under my leather jacket.
The killers got in your dressing room?
Yeah.
Wow.
People were playing dead and they were so scared. A great reason why so many were killed is because so many people wouldn't leave their friends. So many people put themselves in front of people.
You're stuck doing this.
Yeah. Everyone's name that didn't make it, that we have so far.
You're stuck writing down names and you don't know why. And like I'm writing these down. I'm writing these down and I'm thinking, man, it's hard to even believe. I just wanted to write it down just to see. For God's sake, like their parents, I wish I could talk to their parents.
What would you tell them?
I don't know what the right thing to say is. I'm sorry. I think this is like, it's such a delicate situation. It's so unfortunate. I sort of want to just get down on my knees, you know, and just say whatever you need.
Right.
Because there's nothing I can really say because words just fail to like grasp the thing. And that's okay too, you know. It's okay that there aren't words for that. Maybe there shouldn't be.
I pledge to every person who loves rock and roll that join me, and I won't get, I will never, I may be scared, and maybe I went through some bad shit, but it's not in any, I'm breathing. I get to talk to my son tonight, and I have a house that is paid for because rock and roll's blessed me and been very good to me. And I've been blessed with beautiful friends. I feel like I have a life of blessings, and I'm not gonna walk around acting like it sucks.
Right.
I don't get, my grandmother and my mother raised me to never give a shit what an asshole thinks. If Adolf Hitler hates you, that's awesome. You want everyone to know that that asshole hates you. You know, I don't want to spend my life trying to appease or not appease assholes. I want to spend my life smiling with my friends and entertaining them. I cannot wait to get back to Paris. I cannot wait to play. I want to come back. I want to be the first band to play in the Bataclan when it opens back up.
Why?
I want to, because I was there when it went silent for a minute. Our friends went there to see rock and roll and died. I'm gonna go back there and live.
Do you finish the tour? What does that look like?
We have to fucking finish the tour.
We don't really have a choice. We have to finish the tour. Not only for ourselves and our fans, not only for Nick Alexander, not only because, but because this is our way of life. This isn't political. That's the beauty of what we get to do. It's beyond that. You know, it's the human condition. And we're going to recruit people too.
The most American
We're going to
thing is-
recruit. We're going to recruit people to be part of life, to be citizens of the earth. And
We have recruited people. I mean, if you see the outpouring of love and the outpouring of support for you guys.
this sort of outpouring and solidarity. You know, that may be obvious to someone on the outside. Like, yeah, of course you get together, but I gotta be honest, the feeling of like, the feeling that at the very least something good will happen now, you know? Like that we have a chance to come together. I mean, it's gonna take a long time for anyone to know what to do and what happened and what, I mean, there is no why for this. There's no why. Can we take 5 minutes?
Sure, yeah. Let's take 5. What happens now for Eagles of Death Metal?
Well, do you wanna?
Yeah, Duran Duran, we covered Save a Prayer, and the French fans made it a statement of solidarity with Let's Make Eagles #1. So Simon Le Bon came forward and really beautifully and really generously opted to donate his side of the publishing and royalties earned from it, from our cover of that, to the victims. So Joshua and I kind of saw that as a formula for a general challenge.
Yeah, or just like an opportunity to take a cue from something generous like that. And we have a song called I Love You All the Time. And if you're a country artist, if you're death metal, if you're a DJ, if you're rock, it doesn't matter. Cover that song and we'll donate the publishing. Our label will donate the master side, all the publishing. And also I would challenge iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, whomever delivers music to get on board. And if that song is recorded, to donate all of it, so the entirety of it can be designated to help anyone that was victim of this Paris attack and ruined by this to build again.
Any of those recovering in the hospital, if they want us,
We're all connected.
they need a phone call from us, if whatever.
Frankly, no one can
Forever.
do this alone.
Yeah.
And the more united, the more solidarity, the more together it is, the more it's like a beacon of compassion and love and a progression forward to be part of something greater.
To end this, what do you want to say to your fans? What do you want to say to people out there? What do you want to say to the people of France, the people here in America? What do you say to them?
Don't move, we'll come to you.
Okay.
We're coming to you, you know.
Always, we will never lose or forget you. Keep you in my heart, as long as my comrades here, and keep strength and keep it up.
I love you all very much, and we will move past this, over it, however, and we'll do it together. And I want to thank everyone for everything they've done for us. I don't think any of us could have handled it without the bizarre, really unique support, especially from our French, the kids that were there. I feel like we are in it together, especially now, and I really am grateful for that.
Julian?
Our relationship with the fans of the shows is very much reciprocated, and we really appreciate that and love that, and look forward to seeing them again.
Music is what we do. It's our lives, and there's no way we're not gonna keep doing it. But hearing from people and hearing their stories, we don't want that to stop. Anybody who wants to reach out to us, they are welcome anytime, and playing every night and seeing those smiling faces out in the crowd. That's what keeps us going, That's what makes us play a show. That's why we play. and there's no way that we're not going to keep doing that again, because we both need it. We all need it.
We really appreciate all of the fans writing to us, and even if it's taking a little time to write back, because there is a lot, which is awesome. Yeah, and once again, you know, just our hearts go out to the families of the victims and the people of France.
I know this has been a really hard time for you guys, and I'd just like to thank you for taking the time with us today and telling your stories. And I look forward to seeing the next chapter with Eagles of Death Metal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.